Hello, everyone, and welcome back to True Crime and Justice, the home of the missing, and right now, the home of the mysterious. Hope you've all got your tinfoil hats on, because today they released some files. I know I'm not downloading. Well, you have to open the PDF up, so you have to download it to open the PDF up. But once I've read it, I'm deleting it. It's not staying on my laptop. It's not even going on a USB. I will delete it once I've read it. So I hope if you want to you find, just type in US War Department and go to uswar.gov or something like that. Look for uswar.gov. And you come up with a little window first, and then got all these files which you have to click on and then download. And then you can see what it's saying. And I'm just thinking, why now? Why now are they releasing these files? Yes, it's good in one way, full transparency. Shouldn't be anything hidden from the public, because it's not these scientists and these big top chiefs that are going to feel the force of anything. It's going to be your citizens. You know what I mean? They'll be bunkered down in their bunkers, 600 feet below the earth, sort of thing. It's just up on top that are going to suffer if anything happens. So we should know. And then all these people that have been made out to be liars and, oh, you're loopy, you got a Fruit Loop. You know what I mean? No such thing as flying saucers, no such thing as UFOs, no such thing as the UAPs. It's proving them all right. But they've covered it up and covered it up for all these years. Going back, I think, to 1940 something, 1946, 1947. But my question is, why now? I think it's a distraction. I really do. Because it's like these files Trump wanted to release these files in his first term, but had a warning. Well, he's released them this time. So why now? Why not in his first term? If he had that warning then, surely he would have had a warning this time. So why release them now? I think it's a distraction. It's so that we are looking and concentrating on these files, right? And chasing shadows after these missing scientists. So they can get on with what they want to really do. So I'd just like to say thank you to my mug, Anne, because she sent me a link today. Now, because I had to open a new channel, YouTube channel, I lost all my subscriptions. So thank you to Anne, I managed to, with this psychic who I used to follow and I used to watch, right? I watched her. Well, I didn't watch it all today because I did have to go out. And then I come back and I had something to eat. And then I was doing these files and looking at these files. And we will go over those files, just not today. Just not today. Probably next week. Right. Hi, Angela. See, I was just about to say it again. Hi, Angela. Hi, Neuro. So, yes, I will be going through those files. But I'm not keeping them on. As I said, you've got to download them. You have to download it to open the PDF. so you can read them. But once I've downloaded them, once I've read them, I'm deleting them. I am deleting them feckers off my laptop. They're not even going on my USB. Because I swear to God, I went through them Epstein files. Right? And hold on. My cat's in the back room. Bobby. Oh, you're not in the back. Will you pack it in there? Whatever it is you're trying to get. Stop it. Right, and I transferred all these files onto my USB. But then I was finding they was getting deleted. I'm going, I haven't deleted any files off here. But there's all my folders I had, were all empty. So I thought, fuck it. I can't be asked no more. I sat there for weeks and weeks downloading these fucking files. The first week, downloading them, transferred them to my USB. Then I noticed they'd gone off my USB. And it was because I thought it was because I was leaving my USB in overnight. So I started downloading them again. But every day when I finished downloading them, I was taking the USB out. But then when I put my USB back in, something was happening and all my files were going again. Has anyone else experienced odd things with technology, VAP? Well, you know me and technology, I always have problems. So it's nothing new. Nothing new. But I am not keeping them files. I've got, I think, 2 files downloaded on my laptop. And I'm going to go through them over the weekend. Right, because I've got my grandson. Is it Friday today? Yeah, I've got my grandson tomorrow. So while he's here, I'll just sit and read these files. You know what I mean? Because I can just stop that any time and go and help him and sort him out or do whatever he wants me to do with him. Right. And so I'll be reading the 2 files I've downloaded so far. But like the Epstein files, they've literally gone, you want these files? We'll give you these files. Boom. And just dumped a load of files on us. Some of them in these files, and when you go through a file, you got pieces of paper which look old. And it looks like the writing's faded and whatever. I'm going, what the fucking use is that? We can't read it. But that's what they've done. They gave us everything, whether we can read it or not. That is it. They have just gone, you want them? You've got them. So just literally dumped a load of files on us and we don't even know what we're looking at. But I will start going through them files next week. But no, I haven't experienced any odd things with technology, only what I normally suffer with. And a few harsh words towards my laptop or towards the streaming app normally does the trick. I've heard Dr. G say files have disappeared off internet. Really? But like I said, all these files do is transparency. It's transparency, letting people know, right? But it also proves all those people from years ago, back from 1947, who was made out to be a Fruit Looping, or you know what I mean? They're going around saying they've seen this and that, and they've got whatever. Don't forget they didn't have mobile phones like we have today, right? So they weren't really believed by the government. And so now it just vindicates them all. Because even though they was writing back to them saying, oh no, it's nothing of importance, blah, 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 they kept them letters. If those of no importance, why was they keeping those letters from these people saying they'd seen this disc or they'd found this metal object and they, you know what I mean? Why did they keep it all if it was of no importance? So it just vindicates everyone who died believing what they saw, but not being believed in. So I feel sorry for a lot of them. I really, really do. I've always said there's got to be another life form. We can't be the only life form in the whole of the fucking universe. We can't be. And like one scientist, was it the General McCaslin said it? Can't remember. Said they are coming from the sea. Right? And you think of the ocean, some parts of that ocean, it's amazing. You can't reach the bottom of the ocean. It's that deep. You cannot reach it. It's like we've got river locks up in Scotland, Loch Ness, and when they've gone down in these little subs and whatever around this Loch Ness, they've found caverns, right? Deep, deep down, but they couldn't go any deeper because of the pressure. But it just went on forever. But I couldn't get down to the very bottom. It's the same with the scientists made to look mentally ill, self-deleting, yeah. Well, Anne sent me this video today from another realm, right, the psychic. And I watched it. And I was watching her as well. And oh my God, every so often you'd see do like a little shiver sort of thing. And hi, Anne. And I thought I just love listening to her when she's in on something, when she's in her zone. It's like Sarah. I love listening to Sarah as well when she's in her zone. So I thought, well, we'll listen to that tonight. So that's what we're going to do. So thank you to Anne. We're going to be listening to that video she sent me. One country has been known to have submarines in Atlantic Ocean releasing things into sky. Oh. Can I have a guess at that country? Or is it a country I can't say on here? Is it one of those countries? Right, so as I said, we're going to listen to this. I'm actually streaming live on Rumble as well, to Rumble. Instead of an X, because I'm on the free, I'm not paying for this app at the moment. Right. I can only stream to 2. But once I upgrade, I'll be able to stream to 3. But to be honest with you, it's not that country, okay. Oh yeah, really. But we mentioned like she mentions in this video today 2 countries, and I said there's 2 countries that I can think of that would have the power and the money to take these scientists out. But I couldn't say the names of the countries because YouTube would strike me. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Just think of a cup of tea or a tea. Can't say that word. Oh, God. Oh. So, but she mentions that country and From Russia with Love. The name of that film. So, you didn't want to watch that alone. Watch what this is what we're going to do tonight. What we're watching tonight. Honest to God, I love it when they get into their zones. You're watching them and you're listening to them. So I'm going to let me share here. Oh, I'm going to open a bar. So it's not going to let me share if I don't open it, will it? I have downloaded it on my YouTube, so I'll just go to my YouTube. But thank you, Anne, because as I said, having to start up a new YouTube channel, I lost all my subscriptions. So there's a lot of still a lot of subscriptions. I haven't got like a lot of the sidekicks. I've got to look up Reverend Donna Serafina. And subscribe to her again. But what she says, I sort of like think that could be the reason why. So when you hear it, you'll know what I mean. So what we'll do, we'll listen to it, and then it's only about 30 minutes long, but the session itself. So oh, come on. So it's, as I said, I don't want to I'll download them just to read them and go over them with you. But once I've done that, they are coming off my laptop. They are not staying on my laptop. Yeah, this is one. Forward a bit. Right, let's get this shared with you now. Just make sure you can see this. Yep. Okay, I've got them. I'll make that larger. So what I'll do, I'll just download one file at a time. I'll read these 2 files this weekend. Right. Well, I might delete the one file, the second file, and just read the one file. And then we'll talk about that next week. And then the following day, we'll talk about the second file. So I'll download it, but that is it. I'll delete it. As soon as I've done it, talked about it on here, I'm deleting it. I'm not getting into my secrets. Right. So this is, I'm going to create it up. Put the credit up. Oh, we're going to watch it now. So if there's anyone who doesn't like this sort of thing, don't feel offended, please leave. You know what I mean? If you're not into this sort of mystic things, then fine. I understand. But I am. I am. Now I've listened to him and seen him with Sebastian Rogers. You know what I mean? I am. This one, Another Realm, and Sarah. I can't think of her channel, Sarah. Her name is. And Reverend Donna Serafina. Them three I will sit and listen to. I could sit and listen and watch them all day long. Oh, remember last night I said my daughter-in-law brought over this play tent? Just to go in the kids' bedroom for now. Well, I thought I'd best put that play tent up today. I swear to God, there's so many F's and B's and you name it coming out of that room. You'd think I was killing someone. Apart from not hearing any screams. Only from me, though. Every so often you get a scream off me. Because this tent was a fucker to put up. It only had 4 poles. So, actually, where is he? I'll add one saying this correct this channel. Oh. Right, I like that. So then I can have that going along the bottom. And then the only problem is though, when I put this up, oh no, sorry, put that back up. Put that back up. When I put this one up, if I click on a comment to come up on the screen, I then have to go back in and put this back up. This is a bit of a pain. Oh, before we start, breaking news update. Madeleine McCann, UK Met seek trial for major suspect. That German suspect? Yeah, they're seeking extradition for him to come over to the UK to be tried for the death and the unaliving of Madeleine McCann. And Alex Murdoch, from what I heard the other day, has been granted a new trial. No, he's not coming out of prison because he's still on there in there for the fraud and all that lot. But he's been granted a new trial because apparently, you know that woman who does all the notes, she said something to the jury before they went in, right? Something like, just watch him when he's on the stand. Something like that. And then they're fighting, they said the fact that they was allowed to bring in the indiscretions about his spending, right? About the fraud. But that was the reason he unalived his wife and son, because his son was being sued for the unaliving of that young girl in that boat accident, right? He was using God knows what money left, right, and centre for whatever. So yeah, they was granted permission, but apparently they shouldn't have done that. That should not have been allowed in. That was a separate trial, which he did get tried on that. So because of that, he has got a new trial. And who else got a new trial? Oh, yeah. Didn't think about her. That one who killed her stepson. I believe she's got a new trial. I believe. I'm not sure. And I said, when I find some more updates about that, I will be covering that one this time. Well, you know what, Nero? I've always suspected the parents had something to do with it. Always. From day one. As soon as I heard about it and I seen them doing that press interview, literally within hours of her going missing, I sat there, my husband was by the side of me, and we was watching it, I went, they're guilty. And my husband turned around and said to me, you can't say that. I went, I can. They're guilty. And that was before I'd even heard anything more about the case. You know what I mean? I just said it by watching them on that first news release when they spoke to the papers within hours of her being reported missing. Yeah. And as I was saying, put your purses and your wallets and your bank cards away because they're after your money again. That money that they've raised for this trial, for this search and that search. Oh, and the wife, the mother, she worked as a, what's her name? One of those nurses, doctors that sedate people. Yeah? She never went back to work as that again. Oh no, her two little ones are more important than her work. Well, it's a shame you didn't think about that before Maggie went missing. But she couldn't face going back to work again. Why is that? Yeah, because you made a mistake with your daughter, didn't you? You did give her something to sleep. That little girl woke up, walked out, still in a haze, fell, hit her head, boom. You know what I mean? So there's a few things. Well, I'll tell you, if this gets into the UK trial and it's a public trial where public can go in, I am tempted to pack a bag and go down there, stay in a hostel somewhere, because I'll only be in there on the night time, because from the mornings to the evenings I'll be at the courts. But that, because we don't have cameras in our courts, which is very, very annoying. So we have to rely on our mainstream media, who are very biased. So I just thought I'd let you know about those two little updates. Now let's go back to another RAM. Hold on, I've just got to alter this. And I'll put myself up there. There we go. And we are on our way. So get your tinfoil hats out, everyone. Well, no, you need them for next week. Honestly, you will need your tinfoil hats next week.
Okay.
Can you hear this okay? I know there isn't much being said at the moment.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start with doing a reading on the whole situation, okay? I'm not going to be doing individual readings on each scientist right now. I'm just doing a general across the board on what I feel is happening. Disclaimer, this is my psychic reading. This is not facts. Please don't take anything I say as facts. If you need facts, please refer to factual information on the internet via proper news sources.
Thank you, Annie.
Nothing I say in this reading is intended to hurt anyone. I don't mean to offend anyone. This is just strictly my psychic, intuitive
She's so pretty.
reading on the whole situation.
I'm jealous.
Okay?
She's really pretty.
First of all, I'm actually hearing
Strategies.
you need to get the truth out there. You need to get the truth out there. I'm actually hearing two people. I'm hearing a female and a male. Amy. Okay, I'm getting an Amy, and I'm getting Mr. McCasland, the general.
Going for a coffee.
Wow. Okay, this is deep. This is deep stuff. Okay. So there's two scenarios that's happened here according to what I'm reading. There are scientists that have been actually murdered, according to my reading. And then there are also scientists that have actually taken their own lives. And I'm getting national security integrity. Integrity. They wanted to keep the integrity of their research and findings confidential and hidden. Okay, so this is for the scientists that are missing, and the scientists that have been, they say they have taken their lives. Okay, the suicide. Okay. National security integrity. That's what I just keep getting over and over and over and over. Wow. They have taken their lives on purpose, so their research can stay confidential, basically. That's what I'm getting. Like, it's to protect, it's to protect their work. It's to protect everything that they had done, their work. Holy cow. Okay, so this is still the scientists that are missing and that were found. So they say suicide, okay? I'm getting there are several of the scientists that work together, which we know. And that they have it was how do I it's like a bond pact that they had, a bond pact they had, that if things got out of control, security wise, confidence wise, that they would leave their findings and research to the grave with them.
Now, isn't that something we touched on? The fact that could they've made some sort of pact up between themselves, between all of them, right? That if ever anything was to happen, they will take themselves out, they will self-delete.
Like, flat out, that's what I'm getting. They took their jobs that seriously that they would take their lives to protect the work they were doing. Wow, it makes me want to cry. Okay, I'm also getting that the higher up people, I don't want to name agencies or anything. The higher up people in agencies within the USA government, according to my reading, they were asking very, very serious demands of these scientists, from what I'm getting. Like, we all know that Trump came and said that he would try to release all the UFO details, right? I think Obama wanted to try and get it all released as well, okay? I'm getting this has something to do with it. The scientists, there's something that they don't want out there. They're protecting. They don't want out there. I'm flat out getting wow, the people of America are not ready for this. Okay, like the whole UFO and the nuclear science and engineering, and the scientists got to a point where it is so advanced none of us general people would ever understand. And I'm flat out hearing the general public, the people are not ready yet. We're not ready in, I guess, I want to say evolution of people and humanity. We're not ready yet on multiple levels, okay? I'm also getting like on multiple levels, I'm getting like technology wise, we're not ready yet to expose the whole UFO. They'll just call it the UFO world, right? It's more than that. I'm getting like, it's more UFOs flying around in the sky. I'm getting there's a whole nother realm, just like my channel name. Huh. Okay, but I'm also getting though that it's not, I don't want to scare people. I don't want to scare people. I'm getting it's not going to be fearful. It's nothing that we need to be scared of. But mankind can turn this other realm around and it could destroy it. Okay, flat out. Okay. They're dealing with, these scientists we're dealing with and creating and doing new energies that could just destroy the whole world in a beep. And that literally mankind is just not ready yet. Like, we're just not ready yet for that technology. Woo. Okay, and I'm also getting that so I'm referring to the scientists right now that they say believe with suicide. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting, yes, some of them were suicide, not all of them. Some of them were suicide, and it was on purpose to protect their work, to protect what they were doing.
Right. And to be honest with you, I don't understand where it could be going, because she says, I know I'm jumping ahead here, but she said she jumped off a rock cliff down a ravine, a deep ravine, where there's a river at the bottom. I've gone through that map today. And I've gone all over that map, all over that area. As far as I could go, thinking, how far was she getting? 25 minutes. Because that's what he said, he done 25 minutes looking for her. So 30 at the max. How far could she have got to get to a cliff edge and jump down into a ravine where there's water, and there's no water anywhere? None. So, yeah, hold on. Mankind reviews it for their gain and destroy everything when it could be used for good, not evil. Yes, that's true, right, Anne. CERN is a problem with alternative realities, but it was not built in 1947. And over the previous series of Syria, the river is growing. It's over 600k years old, dormant, and now it's opened up and growing. Okay. Where's that, in Syria?
Okay, higher up people, I guess that's what you would call it. Like the higher ups around the world, okay? Every country has these top people. I'm getting these scientists were being harassed and like, I was actually getting stalked. Like every moment of their lives was being harassed by other countries.
Okay, thank you, Nuvo.
I have 2 countries. I don't know if I should say it. One, I'm just gonna say it. Okay, so this is just my reading. This is not facts. This is just what my intuitive reading's telling me. I'm getting China and Russia.
Thank you. We've said that the other night.
We're hounding them for the technology and
We just didn't say the names.
all that, right? It's a constant fight between the countries over technology now, and it's still a fight over nuclear science and whatnot. Okay, and they're flat out telling me mankind seems to be okay. Mankind seems to be in a hurry to destroy itself.
Yeah.
That's it. These it's a fight over nuclear energy, power, weapons, like scientific engineering, everything.
Exactly. And the second thing I mentioned with the film title from
It's almost like an
from,
ego battle I'm getting. It's
from Russia,
almost like an
no,
ego battle between
something like
countries.
that, the film title.
So these
07 film.
scientists possibly actually sat down and discussed this and had like an agreement amongst each other that if it got to the point where all their work was in jeopardy, that they would take the work with them.
It was in jeopardy because they've got. What did I say the other day? How got to the point where they was of no use to them now, no more. You know the ones that have been took out, like the ones that have been unalived. Yeah. Had they got to them before they could do anything to take themselves out, really? Had they got to them, had one of these alphabet agencies got to them, because they'd done all the work they needed, there was no more use to them, so they took them out. That's just my opinion. Could that be one of the reasons? And I think that's why a lot of these others have took themselves out, self-deleted. Apart from Amy, I don't believe she would. She said she wouldn't, and she kept going on about, I've got to disclose it all. I'll have to disclose it all soon. They're waiting for me to do a disclosure. She kept saying that, didn't she, in that video, something about disclosing all this information she's got. So before she could disclose it, they took her out. Opinion. Oh, let's get this going again.
There's so much more. There's so much. I'm going to be doing readings on this for days. Okay, now, as for the ones that were murdered, that's what it is. It's government agents, secret. I'm getting just the classified, high secret, killed because of what they knew. Killed for the information they knew, and I'm getting some of the scientists would not give it up, right? They just would not give it, and they took their lives. And some of the other scientists, I'm getting their lives were taken because they know too much. This has been a problem for decades. And it's just finally starting to come to light now, where it's starting to get people's attention, like, okay, there's something really wrong here.
Trying to get this writing better.
Flat out, all because mankind is greedy. That's just, they're yelling at me. They're greedy. Okay, so I keep hearing from, I'm getting Amy and I'm getting the general. I will do individual readings on each of them as we go, But right now, Amy, I'm seeing Amy was being severely harassed and stalked and spied on, and they wanted her research. They wanted her everything that she was doing. And I'm flat out hearing I'm flat out hearing they're not going to get it. They're not going to get it. She's done something with some part of her research to protect it. That they're not going to get it. She's taking it with her. Flat out, that's what I'm getting.
Yeah, because she never disclosed what she was doing.
The general
never disclosed what she was doing. She kept saying, I'll have to disclose it soon.
Sort of the same situation with the general. I see the general, I'm flat out getting another country was coming to him and they wanted him to do something he didn't want to do. I want to say China. Wanted him to do something he didn't want to do. He refused to do it, wouldn't do it. So I'm getting the same thing with him. He took it with him. He took it with him, and it's all about security, integrity, confidentiality, military integrity. When it comes to him, I'm actually flat out hearing my family will understand. His family will understand.
Yeah.
He knew too much. He was like an information bank in his head. Like he was a walking national security computer in his head. Like he knew everything.
It's like to play it down by saying he didn't have that much interaction with the UFO thing and all that lot. But he did. He had a lot of interaction with it. You know what I mean? He had a lot of interaction with materials that was being made and materials that was being used. Because he oversaw it all. He oversaw the work with Monica Reza. He oversaw all the work. So where you've got all these scientists that have unalived themselves or gone, he's oversaw most of that work they've done. Because it's all whatever's come past it, coming to the head, it's had to go through him first. He's like the gatekeeper to it all.
And I'm flat out hearing stress too. It was just a lot of those scientists, same thing. The ones that have taken their, just the stress was just absolutely off the charts for all of them. Okay, but I'm also hearing which was total shame because that's sad. The stress was from the pressure on them as a shame because it was their life's mission to do what they do, right? They're the best scientists in the world. But they had to deal with the pressure of countries and higher up people pushing them, which made them start to not enjoy what they were doing. That's flat out what I'm getting. The stress is too much. Wow. And this is a serious problem. Serious problem. FBI and CIA, all the agencies need to step up and figure this out right now. I'm flat out getting it's a national security problem.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a security problem.
Serious national problem.
Yes, there is no missing in the country too, yes.
Amy, same thing with Amy. It's basically the same thing. And I'm getting that they all had this planned. Like that if shit hit the fan, then they were going to take the fan with them to protect all their work.
Yeah.
And again, I'm flat out hearing you need to get the truth out there. Please get the truth out there.
But what is the truth? What is the truth? Is the truth?
Okay, and then the whole UFO aspect of it all.
With the release of these papers that they said they're going to release, and they have, right? I think there's more to come. There's a lot more papers to come, right? What is it going to show of their work? Right? So, even though I want to skip all them files to the last file, so that I can, so hopefully it'll be up to like 2020 or something like that, so we can see what was being done or being said. I won't. I will read every one of those files. So if I seem a bit of a Fruit Loop next week, you know why, because I've sat there reading these files. But what is the truth? Is the truth the fact that you've gone on a live yourself, even though you sent text messages out to everyone saying, I would not do that, but you did? Or is the truth that, what is the truth? Did you take your own life? Did you take yourself, did self-delete yourself? So that so all your work would be gone with you? Or was you took it out? So please tell us the truth. What is the truth?
Holy Dinah. It's a very, very big deal. It's not just about like having UFOs flying around the sky. It's not about having little green men running around in New Mexico. Getting scientists have figured it out, and that there is a whole nother realm out there. Like there's a whole nother realm. And it's not just about the sky, it's the ocean. Getting deep, like in the core. Deep. Like where man has never been. We can't. There's areas of the ocean that are that deep we can't get there. It's there. But I need to reiterate, I'm getting it's nothing that we need to be scared of as humans. It's nothing we shouldn't be scared about it. Well, of course we're scared because we don't know what it is and don't understand it. Scientists, a lot of scientists do, of course, but I'm getting it's not a threat to us. It's not a threat to mankind. But again, I said earlier, man turn it around and make it a problem. That the man is self-destructive. They'll turn it negative and turn it into a problem. So that's partly why the scientists want to keep hiding it. It's mankind. I'm flat out getting. We are not ready for this. As humanity, we are not ready for. We're not ready for what they have figured out. It's literally not time yet.
But what annoys me, that sounds, if this is true, that what she's saying, that she's here, right, from the scientists, yeah? That is condescending for those scientists to say that. It's like, you're not ready for this yet. You haven't got the intelligence to understand this yet. How do they know that? How can they say we're not ready for it? When will we be ready for it? There's never, as people go, my husband said, it's not the right time, and my neighbour said, when is the right time? I can't remember what it was about now. Right? And said, when is the right time? There is no right time. So to me, if that what she's hearing is correct, then I think they're very condescending to think that we're not ready, we're not intelligent enough to understand it.
Okay, what else? I think
It goes back. These UFO sightings go back to 1940 something.
anything else I need to tell him? McCasland. I see him out in like New Mexico. I see like rolling hills. He's out there. They just haven't found him yet.
New Mexico.
They'll find him. I'm getting they will find him. They just haven't found him yet. He's
Not
not
looking.
like hiding or in a hiding spot. He just went, did his thing. We just haven't found him yet. See, rolling hills in New Mexico, brown dirt areas. I don't know if I really want to get into trying to find these scientists. I don't really want to go there with this. I just want to read what's happened. Okay, but then there's another lady. I'm getting a female. I don't know her name. I'm sorry. I'm getting a lady in California, middle-aged, in their 50s or 60s lady. I see her past. She's in a forest, kind of like, I guess like the redwood forest in California or something, like the big forest. I see big fir cedar trees. I see an actual cliff, a rock cliff, an actual rock cliff that goes down, and there's like a, it's probably a canyon. It's huge, with a river at the bottom. Down there. So if that means anything to anyone, I don't know what that means, but that's what I'm getting. I see a forest. I see a rock cliff. It was with her. Again, I'm getting it was. Wow. She took her life. And that again, it was part of the like pact agreement. With her, though, I'm getting it was almost like spur of the moment. It was spur of the moment. She was happy and stuff, and then it just clicked, and she was like, "Okay, let's just do it now." Like it was coming. It was a plan to come. She just did it. Wow, and I feel nauseous all of a sudden.
No scream. Because when you plan to do it yourself, you don't scream because you know what's coming. You don't scream. You only scream if, say, someone pushed you or threw you down. You know what I mean? You wouldn't scream if you knew what was coming. She knew that is true. But I've looked all over that map. There is no, but there are areas in that map where the ravines are so deep, really deep. That would take days and days to get down there and then search the bottom. And there's like a ravine by that area where they heard that couple said they heard a voice and a woman in anguish. But she was nowhere near there then. She went missing around about 9 o'clock in the morning, 9:30 in the morning. So they heard the voice about 2:30 in the afternoon. She was nowhere near that area. And to get to that area, she'd have had to have gone back on herself down this other trail. Because to not use a trail on them hills, they said there's these big, like, manhole things you can fall down. You know what I mean? Like, take you to the bottom of these ravines and all that lot. So why would she do that? She'd stick to the paths. Amy said P-47s were US 47,000 years in future, but here now due to an apocalypse event that will happen. Oh, P-47s were us 47,000 years in future, but here now due to an apocalypse event that will happen. Oh, we cannot rule out mind control tactics where they will do it in a command to a wavelength plate, etc. Or even a word, just a simple word, because that's why you get these like sleeper cells, don't you? And you think, why they're called sleeper cells? And people say because they can be like Tom, Dick, and Harry down the road. Joe Blogg's going to work every day, coming home, got a family, seeing to his wife, seeing to his kids, going out, having meals, going to the cinema, going to the park, going to work, coming home. Just in everyday Joe Blog. Then they only need to hear one word, and that'll click them into what they've got to do. Because they've been conditioned beforehand. It could be 20 years ago they got conditioned, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. But that one word, they only need to utter that one word. It can be done on a phone call. They could walk past them and say that, like, you could be walking down the road and that someone could walk past them and say, blue. That could be the word, blue. Boom. That's it. Right? And they then go into what they've got to do. Yeah. Could be any command. So, I don't know. Was she listening to music when she was up on the hills? When she goes hiking, does she listen to music? I don't know. But I have gone all over that map, and unless it's in one of the deepest ravines going, which is not showing up any river, then I don't know. But I've gone over that map today.
Okay, for now. Am I done? Is there anything else? Again, I'm hearing they know. They know. They know. They know. I don't even know what to call them. The uppers, the higher up people. I'm getting people that are like above the president. There's a
Alphabet out.
group of people across the world, and these core group of people know all of it.
Yeah, it is Nouveau, yeah.
Okay, I think that's it.
All these alphabet organisations which are higher than
That's it.
Trump.
I'm done. Thank you very, very much. Okay, let me go. Okay, let me go. We're done. Disconnect, please. Okay. Okay, hi everyone. That's deep. Crazy stuff.
So
Deep.
why has he released them now?
Deep. Holy cow. Deep. Deep. That's all. No other word for it. Just deep stuff. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I
look at these papers, all this info that's been released today as a distraction. Because we're all going to be, ooh, let's read what they've got. Let's, you know what I mean? We all want to read what it says. So for weeks, because they've literally dumped a load of fucking files on us, a bit like the Epstein. You want these files? Boom, there they are. And you'll see on Monday when I go through the one file. A lot of it is paper. It looks like old paper, but you can't see the make out the writing on it because it's faded so much and things like that. And so it's like, yeah, it's just trying to process, but can't. So if he didn't do it in the first presidency, why do it now? He had the war in the first time. So what's different now? What's different now for him to have them papers released? It's a distraction. That's all I'm saying. It's a distraction. They're up to something a lot bigger than this UFO thing. A lot bigger. You see, while we're focusing on that, they're doing little trade deals underneath the table. Yeah. And then we wake up one morning, oh, fuck. When did that happen? When did that law come into place? When did you know what I mean? And it's not just the US. He's avoiding the other files. Yeah, the Epstein ones. They've all died down now, haven't they, those files? Right. But it's not just the US, it's the UK, it's Europe, it's everywhere. Right? They all know about these files. They know about them. UK don't, because US don't tell them or say anything no more. Because we've got a Prime Minister that is throwing our country down the drain. But he's had a shock today, hasn't he? He's had a hell of a shock today. How many seats, MPs, did he lose? And I feel sorry for the MPs. Because like I said, they're the ones out there. They're the ones going to these constituency meetings and all this lot. They're working their books up for their constituencies. Well, most of them are. Then he'll say one thing and it's, whoa! Right? And it all comes back on them. They lose their seat, but he's sitting pretty in number 10. And yet, if it wasn't for them, he wouldn't be in number 10. So, but as I said, it's not just the US, it's the whole world. Their governments all know about these. And this whole thing she's probably talking about is probably a select committee of people from these countries, which we don't know about. So, hang on, there is some else in here.
So thank you all for being. And that's it.
The sky. We don't know if this is some kind.
Oh, I just tried to get it to that. Yeah. Yeah. We'll go from here.
Though, because it's been exposed. Here's a News Nation from 5 days ago, 8 days ago. Okay, we'll do this first. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen. So welcome, everyone. How's it going? Welcome to my channel. I am a psychic medium from British Columbia, Canada. I'm kind of an old school medium. You'll get to know me over time. I'm just very straight up, straight to the point. Okay, so let's watch this. Okay, so video credit goes to News Nation, and it's missing scientists cases and federal investigation underway. Great. Look at all this. Look at all of the unit, like NASA, Caltech, Los Alamos, National Security Campus, U.S. Air Force.
Scientists are at their peak.
Okay, and I was picking
not
up
the peak, but higher
I don't
of
see
their
Amy
career.
here. So just now in my reading, I was getting McCasland and Amy and some other lady from California that's older. I don't know her name. 50s or 60s. Okay.
Investigators gone that far to make connections? I'm drawing somebody who has been tracking every one of these stories, connecting the dots herself, asking the questions that others aren't. Los Angeles Magazine contributor Lauren Conlin. Great to see you again, not wearing an alien dress.
Can you guys hear it? Everything okay? You can hear it okay? Hear it, see it, everything working?
Totally fine.
Not tonight.
Love button 71. I love that. Thank you very much, Witchy One. Okay. Okay, let's go.
Who is this guy, Garcia?
Stephen Garcia, man, Jesse. This one is 2022.
Let's start again.
Syria XYZ date shaped like a cigar. You know, this is a matter of national security, and this is important because in real time we don't know what's in the sky. We don't know if this is some kind of, you know, a UAP. We don't know if it's a drone. We don't know enough.
Are you getting any of?
Okay, so those of you just tuning in, scroll back and watch the reading I just did on all of this.
Official word from authorities, investigators that are maybe trying to link these 10 episodes? Are they all disconnected? They're saying you can't make a connection because, again, I mean, you think I laid it out very well. There are eerie similarities.
Of course there are. You're absolutely right. And I've reached out to Rep. Burleson's office, Rep. Burchett's office, and I did hear back from Burleson's office last week. And look.
Okay, the thing is, my reading I just did, they are all connected. It's all connected. It's all connected, and it's a very, very serious problem.
They said, you know, they haven't heard directly from the White House, and they have General McCaslin's disappearance at all. They were being very safe with me, I want to say. Rep. Burchett's office didn't respond to me at all, but Burchett just said, I forget what show he was on, but he just said he talked to, quote, folks at the White House about this, and that President Trump is about to do some disrupting. I just don't believe it. Obama tried to release these UFO files. Clinton tried to release them. Nothing happened. I get it.
Okay, and that's what I'm getting. Part of it. I'm getting that these scientists that have taken their lives recently, they don't want all their work out there. They don't want, we're not ready for it, flat out. And so they've taken their lives because they're trying to, I keep getting national security integrity.
People think Trump is different, but what's so different? I mean,
There has been a lot of questions about, did they get any call? Did they get any messages? Because just to leave the house, allegedly armed, in such a strange way. I mean, even with McCaslin, there's an allegation that he didn't want to be found, and they were up to in the days, weeks, hours before.
So there is nothing public, and I mean, I am digging right now.
Yeah.
It's tough. You want to reach out to family members, you want to reach out to friends, but you want to do it
Yeah. So like, I don't even know who these people are. I know McCaslin, and that's it. So we will spend some time over the next while. I will try and do a reading for each person. We'll see. We'll see if I get, hopefully I don't get overwhelmed by it, but so this is going to be a deep dive for quite a while here.
in a way that's not so invasive. I mean, their family members are missing. This is very serious. And, I saw a Facebook post, Stephen Garcia's, I think it was his niece, who was like, has anyone seen my uncle, just begging, pleading? And so you really have to think about, the protections for whistleblowers as well. There's so much that needs to be said. And
so they said their coincidence or pattern. I'm getting it's kind of a pattern. I'm getting it's an agreement. At least for some. Not all of them, just for some. That's what I'm getting. It's an agreement. Okay. Possible 15 missing or gone. Oh my gosh. Okay. Thank you, Donna.
And it's just, it's terrible.
You might not know the answer to this. Did they know each other? Did any of these people know each other, work together in the same Venn diagram? I mentioned New Mexico together, but...
Right. Well, we discussed last week, we discussed Monica Reza, who worked alongside or underneath Neil McCaslin, and they both were stationed at Wright-Patterson. So there is a connection there.
Reza, is that the lady in California? Is that who I just was picking up on? Reza. I see her in like a forest, a heavy wooded forest, like redwood forest type wood. There's a massive cliff with a river down below, and they just haven't found her. It's very, very remote, very, very hard to get to. Very hard.
I haven't made connections between any of the others just yet. I do, know that it is interesting. Carl Grillmair, I've been looking into his death, the Caltech astrophysicist. I did notice some neighbors in the area, and he lives in a very remote area. They also worked in aerospace research, which again, I wish I had all day to focus on this story, Jesse. Yeah. I really do.
Aerospace research. Okay, so in my reading, I'm getting hi Ellie, hi hon. I'm getting aerospace research. I'm getting nuclear.
Who work for the aerospace people?
Nuclear science, weapon, like in advanced weapon.
In what area? Where Monica Reza was? Come off this.
I was gonna say like
come off this. And I'll go on to Google Earth, and we'll have a look. Because I've sat here for about a day because I wanted to have a look at those files as well. as well as everything else I wanted to do today. I went and visited my old housemate today. So she got a day off today because she had the plumber coming in about a boiler. No, she had the plumber coming, I think, this morning or yesterday, something like that. Because her boiler's on the blink as well. But he's not going to be in now till Monday. So, and then she had to wait for an engineer to come out a Sky connection. Just what she said, with her. Yeah, that's what I was looking for, but it doesn't show anything on the maps for us anywhere. Oh, okay. Doesn't show it on the maps. Right, let's go to. Right, go to there. Zoom to fit. Right. Right, I've got to share this with you. Or is it not coming up? Oh, it is. Right. So as you can see, you got the car park where parked up. I'll zoom in a little bit. The car park, a bit more because you got the car park over here and the entrance. They make their way all the way up to here. They sit there for 20 minutes or so back, take a few photos, and then make their way back along the trail. And apparently along here it's a bit flatter, so those running hikers don't run. Right? She was last seen there. Her beanie hat, I say it's her beanie hat, even though they haven't confirmed it, but they're not confirming feckle. The hat was found here. Right? When you look, yeah, I'm on the satellite map. Oh, God. Everything. Right? So when you look, these are all like ravines. They go down, then up again, right? And it doesn't show no water there. There's no water here. Right? But the big ravine here, see? This is the woman's voice heard about 2:30 in the afternoon. That is one big ravine. Look, it goes really deep. And this is in what they call the Devil's, whatever. They call it whatever. Devil's Land or something like that. And that is quite a deep ravine. But they did say there's other ravines. Right, okay. Oh, that must be the road. Yeah, that's the road. She's not going to be able to get over here within 25 minutes of being last seen there. And she's got to get over here somewhere to these ravines. in 25 minutes. Off trail. Right? Off trail. But I do say there are some demons in this area, right? In the devil's land or whatever they call it, right? Here, between here and the mountain. There's some deep ravines. So deep it will take days and days. Days, I mean, to get down to the bottom. That's how deep they are. So if she's got to this edge here, which is possible because say she went back on herself, right? She was last seen there. Say she went on herself along here, up to Waterman Mountain or along there. There's a big ravine here, yeah. There's a ravine. Tall trees. But at least you can get to this one, right? Because the bottom of it is down here. So that isn't like a ravine, that's just the side of a hill, the mountain. The ravines are over here. See, these are ravines. And the deepest one I shows, that one is. That one's so deep. You can't even you go any deeper. And there's little pathways. You know what I mean? There is like little ways, right? It looks like pathways, it may not be. But a ravine, that's definitely a ravine. On there showing water. Nothing. Look, there's nothing showing water there. Could America got to National Red Forest? Is it far from where she is? Right, I'll go on to Google Maps for that because that'll give me the distance, right? I've just got Waterman, okay. Right. No, that isn't it. Right, let's just have a look. I'm trying to find map. Right, there's... Right, I have to put layers on this. Right, share this tab. Let's see if you're seeing this. Yes. Right, now you want to know where for directions from map to where was it? To National Red Forest. National Red Forest. God. Redwood National State Parks. Right? It takes by car. As you can see, we are here. Right? We are here, and National Red Forest Park is up here somewhere. And it takes between 11 hours to 12 hours 37 minutes, depending on which route you take. And if her body was up here, so she went there, how did she get there? Was she took there by someone? As I said, did she meet up with someone up on that mountain? Did they take her off that mountain another way? Which I know there were other ways to go off that mountain, right? Did they drive her up to there? Did she manage to escape and run off and think, that's it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to take myself out, I'm going to self-delete? Because I don't understand how she could get from there to there without being in a car. No rivers but ravines, yeah. At Waterman Mountain, Mount Waterman, there's ravines. But as I said, some of the ravines are so deep, you don't know what's at the bottom. So there could be little water streams at the bottom. We don't know. Hold on. Google again is coming into action. There. Water streams are Mount Waterman. CI. Right. Let's see what it says on here. Oh, yes, there are water streams and ponds near Mount Waterman, California. Mount Waterman Pond is located nearby and is situated near the peak of Mount Waterman. Additionally, there are boulders and a broad top at Mount Batten, which may indicate the presence of water streams or natural features in the area. For more detailed information, you may want to explore specific trails or maps in the Angeles National Forest. So, let's go back to this one. Right? they're saying, right there is streams. And look what's right by Mount Waterman. These red lights are ski lifts. Are like, not ski lifts, but I think they're known as ski lifts, but whatever. Right? But look what's there. That's a big ravine. That is a, even though there's paths and whatever from that point to there. There is a point, the way off this water mountain that goes this way to a point down here. Down to somewhere like here. Right, there is a map that goes like that. And there's a ravine, like a big cliff. Water in this one. I won't say that was a cliff though, would you? I'd say that was a mountain edge, a bit like this here. I wouldn't say it was a cliff. But what about this area? Could myself to get down. And could that have been her here, when they heard the woman's voice round here? Being her at 2:30. They said she seemed, the voice seemed a bit like in anguish and whatever. Could she be a bit, I don't know, had a bit of anxiety or angry with what's going on? Could she be in this ravine? That's a big ravine there. But there's supposed to be a ravine with water, with little streams in. So, if you could find a stream somewhere, I don't know what this is. Is that a stream? Is it a road? That looks like a road, doesn't it? Found there and whatever. Or another trail goes over this way. Yeah, it's a trail again. There's a trail. Right. But I'm not seeing no water. That's why I'm. Could it be a big ravine with a load of trees? Yeah. But you can't see the bottom of the ravine because of the trees. And at the bottom is a little river. They say at the top by Mount Batten, along round here. What did it say? Well, let me have a look. Mount Waterman is located nearby and it is situated near the peak of Mount Waterman. Mount Waterman Pond. Situated in Waterman. The peak. That's the peak there. So the pond has got to be somewhere around here. Double back on herself. to that area. No, I don't know about, as I said, because she knew what she was doing. If she planked for, that's it, boom, I'm going for it. You're not going to scream, are you? Because you know what to expect, you know you're going to die. You just close your eyes, boom. Yeah? But if you're pushed or thrown, then you scream because you're not expecting it. I think she could have been arguing with herself. You know, if she fall down one of those ravines, she'd be dead. She'd be dead. Because these ravines are quite steep. Right, so I don't think it's over here. Hold on. Click on the wrong one. I don't think it's over here. That's steep. You can't get down to the bottom. You know what I mean? Down to the bottom of here. That's why I'm thinking, is it over here somewhere? But if they'd mark where the pond was, you stupid feckers, put it on your maps. But there is a pond there. Pardon me. There's no ponds here. Because you can see the ravines here. And you can see the pond. But these red lines are like ski lifts. Then you got like from the snow for the skiers. You know what I mean? And Stuart Slide, Robbins Run and things like that. That's for the skiers. This is for the skiers. Share. Oh, what did I just say then? Mount Waterman Lake. Seeing everyone. Mount Waterman Lake. Let's go down to there. Oh my lord. There's a lake. A little pond. There's a pond. Actually, I'm just going to put up in there because I've got that there, but it doesn't always show it all the time. Waterman Lake, yep. And I've gone all over this today. And that never showed up. Right, now that's where Matt Waterman like is, Matt Waterman is here, right? What if she come back on herself along here, right? Instead of coming up here, she's gone that way. Is there any big cliffs around there? I can't see no big cliffs. See lots of trees because this is the snowboard, the skiers ones. You know what I mean? What's that called? Warming Hut Trail. Right, Warming Hut. From there, wow, goes round. Nice, nice and easy. That's a hiking one again. Warming Hut Trail. Right, and it goes. Oh, look where I. Then you got another ski run. Is there big cliffs right anywhere? You want to see any cliffs? Didn't I say that was a distraction? Look here. Not there. Say that again. It's like, look, not here. It's over there somewhere. She's over here somewhere. I think. Just my opinion. Is it far from being It's is it far from being Well, there's a beanie. Get to that pond or whatever. To get pond or whatever, you've got to come back on the south here. And as I said, up to Mount Waterman, back on the south. Yeah, I found that the one with the trails on. Waterman Trail maps. Trails. Right. Let's share this one. Right. Now, Mount Waterman is there. Let's go in. There's, I should have looked at this one, this milk today. There's that pond. Right, she was last seen. Where's? She was last seen round about here. Right? Make sure you see what I'm seeing. Yeah. She was last seen round about here. Her hat was over here somewhere. Right? What, like, you know, when you went round there, what if she came back this way and ran while she was running, right, all the way back up here, along this trail, and instead of going up to Mount Waterman, she went this way to the pond, to the river, whatever. It's not a river, it's a pond. Let's say reservoir. What if she went to that reservoir? And on this map, it tells you how steep it is. It shows you how steep it is by all these little lines that you see, very faint lines. And then you got the thicker lines with like the height you're at, which is 2,250 here. So then you got another one at 2,250. So obviously it dips down from that one. It must dip down because that one is 2,300. Is it? Hold on. Let me get a bit closer. You got 2,200, right? 2,250. Then you've got 2,350. So it's going up. There's 100 feet there. No, 50 feet, sorry. From 2,300 to 2,350. There's 50 feet there. Just from that line to there. Then you get to in, you go to 2,400. So there's another 50 feet. So up here, you're 2,400 feet high. But what is this line here? It's not showing, telling us what that line is. You know what I mean? So on this line, you are 2,400 feet. If there is, hold on, let's see if I'll do it this way. There, that's better. Now, let's see if there's any. There's that pond. Is there any high cliffs anywhere? The only high cliffs I can see are right. Where's the pond? Oh, right, there's the pond. Where's the high cliffs? The only high cliffs would be up here. But you see, you're not going to hurt yourself. You can, well, you're not going to kill yourself. You can get hurt, but you're not going to kill yourself on here. I shouldn't think. I'd say she's around here somewhere. But she's very hard to get to, didn't she? She said it's very hard to get to. But if that's the case, if she's at that pond, she's obviously gone up here somewhere. Because all this seems quite level. If you look at horses, fairly level, doesn't it here? Might be a bit of an incline, but you're right by the main road there as well. So she's not going to go that far over because she's by the main road then. So she's going to be over here somewhere. But she said it's hard. See, you're by the main road here. So where would she go from that pond? If she made her way up here, where would she go? She's not going to go that way because she's by the roads. Right? She's not going to go over here because she's by the road. So it's hard to say. But then again, that does look a bit steep, doesn't it, there, around there, when you think about it. Can I go D? That's 3D, isn't it? So 2D. Right, no, I don't think that voice I heard was Monica's. I really don't know. I did for a second, a minute ago. Right, now this is 2D, I think, or 3D. This is 3D. Pond. If she's made her way over to here, that isn't very steep, but that's steep. But it's not, I wouldn't say it's going to kill you. You know what I mean? Or would you? Leading yourself right down this main road here. So if she's anywhere, she's going to be around here, I think. But she said it's hard to get to. Let's see if there's any other rivers anywhere. Let's check again. Let's see if there's any other rivers anywhere. Bear in mind, she was round here before. Right? She's walking around this way. So she parked, she's come up here. Any more rivers anywhere? Can you see it again? That one they mentioned when I punched it in Google. See, these are deep ravines here. All these are deep. But she's got to go past this trail here to get to these ravines. So where would it be so hard to get? See what I mean? Look at these ravines. These are the deep ravines, which you can't see to the bottom of. You know, if she was over here somewhere, how on earth would she get over here? Or get here? These are the ravines they talked about. So, is in the background of the last photo of Monica. Well, the last photo is chalk. Let's go on this again. Oh, okay, no. The last photo is chalk. That one. Right. I'm just trying to find basically. That's where she was last seen. The last photo was took somewhere round about here. Because they took a couple up on the top, up here. Then they stopped there and took, I think, that photo of her, where she's standing there and you see her with the red beanie hat there. That was where the last photo was took. And then they've continued down here. And then he's got to here, he's turned round, she's like 30 feet behind him. She acknowledged him, he said we're going this way, so he continues down there. 5 minutes, 10 minutes later, he's looked back, she's not there. So 10 minutes later, he comes back again, there's 10 minutes. So there's 20 minutes. Right, when he turned there, he went like about 10 minutes down here. He said because they're going to take a shortcut rather than go the route they came up. So he says. Right? So he waited there for a bit and then he came back. But it worked out about 10 minutes. So 10 minutes had gone by since he last saw her. 10 minutes, she could be back up here. And then don't forget then he's got to come back up this way 10 minutes. There's another 10 minutes. She could be up here. She could quite easily done that in 20 minutes, that bit of a stretch there, I think. And then he looked a little way up this way, nothing. Then he went that way, off trail. Well, yeah, he's off trail then. He's gone a little bit that way, nothing. Then a hat is found, whatever, many days later, round about here. And as I said, I think that hat was put there as a distraction. Don't look here. Look here. A hat was here. Look, she's got to be in this area. Not in this area. In this area. So she's over. I think if she's self-deleted, she has gone over this way somewhere. I don't know, but I really don't know. If we're going on the clues that we just heard from another round, then the only place we've walked to that is showing on this map is over. Is over here. No, it's there. You don't see no other water points anywhere. No other water points. Not even if she got over the side of that road, there's no water points. The only water point is there. So, I don't know. Could she be in this area? But that area doesn't look so... We've just seen that area and it doesn't look steep enough where you couldn't get to. I'm not saying she didn't jump off one of the cliffs there. She could have. But it's not where you couldn't get to. Not like these ones over here. You know what I mean? Look, go in. 1,550 goes down. Let's have a look. 1,550 again. Let's have a look. It goes down in 50, 1,450. So they are deep ravines. You know what I mean? They are deep ravines around there. And very, very steep. But why would she got over there to there? There's no water source over here. But there is a water source over here. So I don't know. I don't know what to think. Perhaps she planted a beanie. Perhaps she threw a beanie down there. But what if she went to the mountain? Yeah. And like I said before, as I said, there was another way off that mountain. Here it is. Right? But there's also this one here. There. What if she did take herself off the mountain? Or, I don't know, how would the hat get there though? Because, was it windy that day? Could the wind have carried it? Because the hat was found back here. But they haven't even confirmed if it's hers. It may not be her hat. They've not confirmed whether it is or not. I'd like to know if Reverend Donna Seraphina has done anything on this. I'll have to have a look and see what clues she's giving us. Because as I said, all these mystics and psychics, they all have their own way of doing things and seeing things and interpreting everything. But they literally are all on the same path with Sebastian Rogers. They all keep mentioning the same sort of things with Sebastian Rogers. So I'd be interested to see if Reverend Donna Seraphina has done anything on this Monica Reza. So now we've just got to keep an eye out for her lives. Because she's got to do individual ones as well. But she did say she didn't want to go into that area of where they are. And I don't know why, because that would be a great help if she did. So I'll have to see if Reverend Donna Seraphina has done anything. And if not, I might email her. and ask her if she'd be willing to do anything on the Monica Reza, the missing woman from California. Because that's the only water source on that mountain is there. Chair 1, chair 2, that's got to be chair 3. Yeah, that's chair 3. But there's the water. But as I said, could they have took her off the mountain this way? You know what I mean? Down to here. Because this is... That is definitely a trail. But you got that one there, but then you've got this one here. So did she come down that way herself? Because there's a car park there. Had she arranged to meet someone at that car park or even this car park? You know what I mean? No, I don't think she's self-deleted. That's why I'm thinking, because where that water source is, there's some high mountains, but they're not cliffs. Not like further down where you got those big ravines, right? But there's no water round by those ravines. That one water source is up there. She hasn't done anything yet on this. I might email her then and ask her politely if she'd be willing to look into this Monica Reza. Just to see if she's got any clues into where she is. If she comes to the fact that she's by a water source, up on Mount Ever or wooded area, then I know where to go. Right, because that's the only on that mountain is there. It's a reservoir. Mount Waterman snowmaking reservoir. So they make their own snow. Fakes. Oh my God, they make their own snow. It's got here, snowmaking, Mount Waterman snowmaking reservoir. So they make their own snow. Fake. Don't go skiing up on Mount Waterman. They do fake snow. They make their own. So I'll email her tomorrow. Hold on, I'll write it down. Email. Reverend. I'll just put Rev. I know what I mean by that. See if she'd be willing to look into this. You know what I mean? Yeah. Has that reservoir even been checked? We don't know. What was you saying about that guy who was he was arguing with the searchers, wasn't he? About, you don't, she's not there, you need to look here or you need to look there or whatever. He was arguing with the searchers about where they're searching. If I'll see if Reverend Donna. Right, I won't give her any clues. I won't say what I've heard or what I believe. Right, I'll just say, have you heard of the case of Reverend Monica, whatever Riaz, the scientist who went missing up on Mount Waterman while out hiking? And give her the date. And then say, would you be willing just to do a reading on her or anything and do a live on her? Put it out live, what you find. Because she's good, Reverend Donna Seraphina is. He said to look at another route. He said she took. How did he know? How would he know what route she took? How would he know what route she took? That's why she's missing, because no one knows where she went. So how does he know what route she took? He's still my number one contender, though. Because I don't believe she's self-deleted. I really don't. And if you're going to self-delete and take what you know with you, you might as well just do it at home in the comfort of your home. You know what I mean? Just do it in your home. Don't go hiking and half kill yourself just before you do it anyway. Just do it in your home. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. And it's Friday, isn't it? Well, I won't be back now till Monday. So that gives you 2 days to prepare to make your tin foil hats, because you will need them come Monday. So I'd just like to say thank you to everyone for being here. If you're watching on Rumble, hello, and thank you for watching. And if you're watching on replay on YouTube, please hit the like button. If you're on Rumble, please consider coming over to YouTube. My link is in the description every time I load my videos up. So please consider coming over to YouTube and have your say. So that's why the last medium didn't get a lot right, yeah. Two hats. In a way, right, let me just take this off the screen. Right, in a way, I'm glad they've released those papers, because it vindicates all those people who put reporting about sightings here and sightings there, and all those people who've been called Fruit Loops and whatever, and they turned to drink because no one believed them. Yeah? All those people, well, they've been vindicated now by these papers being released. And as I said, if all these reports were of no importance, why did they keep these reports? Why did they keep them? So we'll be looking at them next week. So until then, I hope you all have a lovely, lovely weekend. I know I will. I'll be in my garden. And get some rest. Spend it with family. Hopefully we get some nice weather so we're not stuck in the house. And I'll see you all on Monday. I'm just going to go to my messages again. You're welcome, Anne. You're welcome. And as I keep saying, I will see you on Monday. So until then, take care, everyone. Thank you.
Never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love
I do, so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move, so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put